Irwin saw blades are typically a little bit better than the DeWalt. DeWalt is a great company when it comes to tools. Their blades are not. I just don't recommend their blades that very much because the tips come off. Okay, don't worry, it's not going to come off and impale you in any way. It may go in your eye, but if you hit a nail, they tend to pop off a little bit, and that's not a good thing. Other blades that we have are, this is a steel blade. It does not have the carbide tips. This is for plywood. This is so that we don't splinter the wood. With wood is kind of like a bunch of straws. I know you've been to the soda shop and you've seen just a pile of straws in a cup. All right, that's what wood looks like. All right, so we pick up those straws, and that is wood. So when we cut this, we tend to want to splinter it. And those little splinters, for other reasons, make it look bad. So we try to not do that. So if we're using plywood, then we use a smaller cut blade, smaller tooth blade, so that it makes a finer cut and doesn't splinter the wood quite so much. When we're cutting hardy board, you guys know what hardy board is? It's another brand name, and it's concrete board. So concrete siding, we use this type of blade to cut that. It has only 4 teeth in it whatsoever, and it cuts through there very nicely. Now, you've heard the old saying that you can turn these backwards to cut through metal or concrete or stuff like that. I don't recommend that. If you want to, use an old blade. Don't get a brand new one. If you want to cut concrete board, that's fine. Use this blade. Just don't try to use it for wood, because once you've used it for concrete, it's sharp. Okay? These blades are used for cutting brick and metal. You can also cut the concrete with them as well. They will burn. If you try to cut wood with these, they're going to burn the wood. They're not going to cut it whatsoever. They make a lot of noise. If you use these in your saw to cut metal, use hearing protection. Even I use hearing protection for that. It's very loud, extremely loud. These are an abrasive blade, which also is used for cutting concrete and for metal. These wear out. So this started out at that size, and they wear down. Now, the bad thing is, you better have these on, because this will blow crap into your eyes all the time. It also impedes this little safety device here. All right, that is your guard. All that crap gets clogged up in there, and it will lock itself open. So what happens if I'm using this saw and it locks itself open and I set it down on the ground? Well, there goes my blade, all right, because it's taken off, or I may have hit my foot, or the cord's kind of wrapped up underneath it and I've got the cord in there. It can do a number of things. So when you use these and the abrasive blade as well, make sure that this is cleaned out. Get you an air hose or something and blow that sucker out really good so that it works really, really well. Anybody bikers? Anybody ride a bicycle?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How much oil do you put on a chain? You don't put oil on a chain, do you? You use Teflon spray or something like that. Use the same thing. If you use some sort of like WD-40 or something like this, it's going to clog. It's going to hold sawdust. It's going to hold the abrasive bits. So don't put any type of oil on this. Use a Teflon spray instead.